Hello, Buckaroo Banzai?
You a messenger? What you got here?
No, wait a minute. I need to see Buckaroo Banzai in person. My name is John Parker. Identify yourself, nah?
Blue Blazer regular, Pinky Carruthers. Sorry, John, everybody needs see Buckaroo. Later.
Welcome to another episode of the Big Monster Briefing Room. I believe this is episode 121. We are going to do a Universal classic, The Mummy's Tomb, which is not the first Mummy movie that they did, but it's the first one that Lon Chaney Jr. did as the Mummy. So, we had the Mummy with Boris Karloff, the early one, where he was only a mummy for like 5 minutes of the movie, and then he was just like a wrinkled dude, like a prune dude. Not my favorite. Then they had The Mummy's Hand, which we're going to see a lot of that movie in the beginning of this screenshot timeline that we did, because they do a rehash of it at the beginning of the movie, so you're up to speed. And we come to The Mummy's Tomb. For that, we will bring up our special guest, the voice of Pan Orea, our mummy expert.
Hey,
Hello.
everyone. So happy to be here again. Thank you for having me. Twice in 1 week.
So, yeah, well, you were on the other show.
Another show, yes.
Two guys and a gal talking movies. I watched that. That was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Michael Myers thing. I deal with a different Michael Myers, but that's just me. But let me bring up my able-bodied assistants, Hazzard and Havoc. Where are you?
Hello.
Havoc is doing himself.
I love having Pan here. It was good to have another estrogenite over here with me because there's a lot of testosterone in this room usually.
Right.
It balances it out a little bit.
As it should be. And this is no exception. We have a very strange movie coming up here, a timeline coming up here. And we're going to be breaching some really weird topics this show. Turhan Bey is in this film. Turhan Bey went on. They tried to market him at a couple of different studios as kind of like the next Rudolph Valentino. He was a Turkish actor, and in this he's kind of a pervert. I mean, I'm sorry. He's like a stalker. He's like, wow. I mean, just he's always spying on people, making out, and. He's creepy. He's real creepy for you girls. I don't know if you're into that. I don't know. But we're gonna get it. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about that while we do the timeline. So here's our Universal timeline
in color.
Yeah, this is the first time this thing is in its entirety has been in color. In our timeline, our slideshow, we are the cliff notes of horror films and science fiction films. By the way, that's what I like to say. So here we have Professor Stephen A. Banning, played by Dick Ferran. We did Ferran the last episode. Which will also need to be colorized. I've been colorizing like a fiend this week. Next week, we're doing Son of Frankenstein. Another Universal classic needs to be in color. Okay, so John Banning and his longtime fiancée, Isabel Evans, are listening to Stephen tell his story about how he encountered a mummy in Egypt. And this is the basis for the film that came before this one, The Mummy's Hand, which actually starred Tom Tyler, the cowboy western star, as the mummy. So nice sand dunes out there in the desert. They have an expedition out there. They find what they think is going to be a princess's tomb, and what it turns out to be is Karis's tomb. Karis is her protector. But they don't know that yet. So they blow the thing wide open without the help of the Egyptians. The Egyptians don't want to have anything to do with it. They're afraid there's a curse. And they find a large sarcophagi. And inside is Tom Tyler as the mummy. And
he's like, touch his face. Come on now. Touch his face.
His face is actually not all crusty and hard. It's kind of soft and palatable. I don't know if that's the right word to use there, but it's like living tissue still.
Yeah.
So he's been well preserved. And then we get I don't know if it's George Zucco or George Zucco. I want to say Zucco.
Yeah, I think it's Zucco. Yeah.
As Andoheb. Some strange names for the Egyptians in these. And he is the protector of Karis and the princess. I think it's Ananka. I think we find out later. In any case, he's the protector. There's a long line of these guys that protect these Egyptian burials. So he explains to one of the doctors there that the Egyptians preserved the mummies with tana leaves, and if you brew the tana leaves and you pour it in the mummy's mouth, it preserves him and it keeps him alive. And of course, the mummy comes alive and strangles the doctor to death. And they hear the doctor scream, "Ah!" as people do when they're getting strangled by a mummy. And they go and they find him dead. He's got some gray stuff around his neck. And then the mummy kidnaps the girl and ties her down. And Professor Banning goes after her to save her. And that's when the mummy shows up. And his good time friend, Babe Hansen, looks kind of like... who's the guy? You dirty rat. James Cagney.
Yeah.
He's looking very James Cagney. I'm going to plug you full of holes so you don't mess with the mummy. And he shoots him and he rolls him down the stairs. Poor George Zucco.
I like how everyone has a pistol in this movie. Like, how convenient. Every single person, even when we're going to get later on into the movie, right? Everyone, like, what's happening?
Surprisingly, most of them survive. So, he's shooting the mummy. The mummy's still coming. She's like, "You idiot! Bust up the tunnel leaf so he doesn't keep living."
This mummy doesn't know how to walk. He has like a he I don't know, how do you describe his walk?
He's shuffling along kind of slowly, like most old mummies do.
Well, no, he's dragging his left leg, and he's moving, and he's moving extremely slow.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's what's so funny about these films is these things move incredibly slow. They're like molasses.
And they see him coming.
They still manage to catch up to people and kill them.
I know. They see him coming. He's pulling that leg, and he's moving so slowly. And they're like, "Ah!" And it's like, come on, you got like 30 minutes here to think of a plan to get this mummy. What are you doing?
Or just run away.
Or just run. He'll never be able to catch you. He'll never be able to catch you if you run.
Yeah. The mummy always corners him somehow. He's smooth that way. So he breaks the tanna leaf vial, and look at the look on his face.
Okay, let's talk about the eyes.
In that film,
The
Mummy's Hand, to make him scarier, I think I read somewhere that they actually painted his eyes out in the film. They painted it black, so he had this kind of soulless look to him. So very creepy. They decided not to do it with Lon Chaney. They decided to close one eye. It looks like somebody hit him with like some silly putty over one eye.
Like a patch, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's got just the left eye, and it's just Lon Chaney's eye. So I know that by this time Chaney was starting to get known as being the monster guy for Universal Studios. I won't say Hollywood, but Universal Studios. And he was starting to get a little demanding. So he actually told the studio, I don't want Jack Pierce working on me in a makeup chair for 4 hours every morning because I drink. So if you don't get anything out of me by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's over. And this is the truth. He used to love to go drinking with Robert Crawford. That was his favorite drinking buddy. And if you couldn't get what you needed to get out of Lon Chaney by 3 o'clock, the day was over for him.
They made this movie back in 1942, right?
This was 42, I believe. Yeah. So the Wolfman came out in 40.
Yeah.
That established him as a monster guy.
Mm-hmm.
He may have already done Frankenstein by this time. I think Ghost of Frankenstein was 41. And this was 42. So by this time he was telling everybody, yeah, I'm not going to stay in the makeup chair for 3 hours, 4 hours. No way. So they had to make a mask, a mummy mask to put on. And they just had little dark makeup around his one eye.
You don't hear actors speaking like that anymore. You know, like it's like you're lucky to be in this film. You'll work 12 hours straight and you'll sit on that chair and they don't even negotiate that. I think back then it's like,
and again, not many could. I mean, Bela Lugosi got shunned for several years from Universal Studios because he didn't want to do Frankenstein because he didn't have any dialogue. So he didn't get to come back until 1939. But Chaney's father was the guy, you know, as far as the silent films, being the monsters, being, you know, the creature from the Black Lagoon. What the hell am I talking about? The Family Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame. You know, he was the monster guy, the makeup guy. So Carl LeMay Jr., who took over Universal Studios Monster Division, and they were making a comeback at this point, he was giving everything to Chaney. He's like, Chaney's our guy. He's our new monster guy. We're going to make him everything. And, you know, at one point they did put a stop to and when they were trying to do Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, Chaney said, I want to do both. I want to do the monster and I want to do the Wolfman. And they went, no. No. We're going to get somebody else to play Dracula. We're going to get somebody else to play Frankenstein's monster. You're going to be the Wolfman. By that time, they were like, no, it's not going to happen. Okay, so back to the movie here. So can we go back a second? Yeah, the Tana leaves are broken. He's freaking out. He slings the guy out of the way because he wants that Tana leaf juice, baby. There's an addict right there. Let me show you in a minute. He goes down to the floor to drink it off the floor.
I know.
That's an addict right there. Tana leaf addict.
Did they just paint his hair?
They use what's called Fuller's Earth to slick the hair back and make it look muddy at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love it in color, Ed. It's so vivid. The
yeah.
Look at his nice shirt over there, right? That blue shirt.
That one, yeah.
It changes color. Good. The problem with the coloring program is it changes color sometimes. Sometimes they'll be wearing a brown hat, and the next one it's a pink hat. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so you can look at. We got a drinking game.
It's like the AI, you know. Whatever you want, you can have.
If the hat goes orange or pink, you can take a shot.
He's good looking. He's good looking. I like his face. I like it.
Dick Moran was a handsome guy.
Yeah.
So he starts he puts the mummy on fire because the mummy is distracted. He's trying to get that Tana leaf juice.
Well, again, he had 15 minutes to you know, think of a strategy. He saw the fire. Boom.
So there it is. So mummies are very flammable. and amazingly, when they come back in the next movie, their bandages aren't burned for some reason. Maybe they got rebandaged somehow. I don't know. But that's certainly the case with this one. So yeah, he's getting her out of that kind of kinky setup there that the mummies put her in.
I think she can get out of it. Just my opinion. If I was there, I was going to at least try to remove those straps. They look easy to remove. I think she liked being there. I think she enjoyed.
Don't get anyone started. on AI.
She enjoys being there. Oh, please, can someone help me? Oh, look at that fellow there with the beautiful eyes.
Oh, it gets worse. Believe me.
Strap me down.
So he says, we got married, had many happy years together. She's gone, evidently. And that's the end of the story. That explains the first Mummy movie, or the second Mummy movie, I should say, the one before this one. Gets you up to speed.
I just read what Dana just said. You have to want to get out. Who wants to get out?
You
Please
have to
help
want to
me.
get out. Okay. You have to want those straps off.
Please don't whip
Let's
me
stay
with
focused. Let's stay focused.
Oh, spill a little peach tea on me. Okay, so
Uh-oh.
amazingly, this is like 40 years later.
Yeah.
George Zuko's character, even though he's been shot and rolled down a whole set of stairs outside of like a pyramid thing, a temple, he's back. But he's like 80-something years old. So young Turhan Bey,
Hi, Pinky.
who is Muhammad Bey, is his name in the movie.
How come they're always called Muhammad? I mean, there's other names, you know.
It has to do with the what's the faith that they have?
Their God. Their God? Muhammad is their. I don't know, but
I'm
why
trying to think of
is it
religion
always
that where
Muhammad?
people
Why can't it
rename
be?
themselves Muhammad, like Muhammad Ali?
I know, but they could put another name. There's other names. It's always Muhammad. I don't know.
It's a Middle Eastern thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's just easy to remember.
okay, so he's been trained from birth to be a guy who is the helper, the keeper of Karis and the Princess Ananka. So Andoheb, I just hate that name. I don't know why, but I just do. Andoheb gives him a nice little amulet and says, "Okay, you're the new guy, and you have to swear to me that you're allowed to try, fall into the
Temptation.
what is it? The trap of the flesh. You're not. In other words, don't look at any girls. Watch over the mummy. Don't look over any girls." So he shows him Karis, who looks a hell of a lot better than last film. Looks like he's been fed a lot more. Sorry.
Chub.
I gotta point out the elephant in the room here. Tom Tyler
changed.
was a much slimmer mummy. Let's go. Let's call a spade here.
Hold on a second. Okay, maybe I'm a little bit slow today because I haven't been sleeping for a month, but wasn't he burnt?
Yes.
So what the heck?
That's what I was saying earlier. The bandages are amazingly.
Why are the
what they did was
bandages?
they rebandaged him right after that incident, and this is just a 40-year-old bandage, but it still looks kind of old and gnarly.
All right. Okay. And then there's like these things hanging around.
Or maybe
his neck.
maybe they have a closet with like 1,000-year-old bandages in it.
Once you remove those bandages or they get burnt,
So it still looks like a 1,000-year-old mummy.
the whole mummification process is destroyed once it's in flames, and you get whatever's left from the skin and those cloth that they use and all that. I mean, come on. Okay, let's go with it.
I'm betting that he looks like beef jerky under there.
Okay, let's just go with it. Let's just pretend that the whole flame didn't happen.
Suspend your disbelief. This is Karis's twin brother, Karis.
Yeah.
Who when they played as a kid with mud, he got mud in his eye.
No, they kind of explained it that when he got burnt, and so that's why he looks different. That's how they try to get around that.
Well, okay then.
I don't know. He looks hungry.
So, he looks like he needs a drink. Anyway.
That tana leaf juice.
He needs some tana leaf, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So,
yeah, baby.
Ironically, one of the monikers that Turhan Bey had was International Man of Mystery. Believe it or not. I read that somewhere.
Okay, so the old man is supposed to be what? A priest?
He's supposed to be the priest, and he's handing over the mantle to young Turhan Bey.
Okay, so like a priest from like the Catholic religion or the
No,
Christian religion?
they're Egyptians.
Their Egyptian religion?
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
the
not a
same-
cross?
They
Okay, I
have their
thought it
own
was a
religion
cross.
for the
No,
Princess
it's,
and Karas.
Okay, because that was my question. Why are they mixing, I'm assuming it's the Muslim religion, the
Muslim
Egyptians
was what I was trying to think of earlier.
Muslim religion, that's the religion that they practice in Egypt. And why is this guy, he looks like a priest with a cross? I thought it was a cross. I'm like, what's happening here?
Nah, it's
I was confused,
It
but
just
okay.
looks cool having a black robe.
Right.
No, but he's
okay.
got like an on.
I blame the wardrobe department.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
but
kind
they
of
ain't.
confusing.
I don't think they're supposed to be Muslims. They're just practicing like the old, like.
Yeah, they're just an old Egyptian religion that probably is not.
Okay, like they had their own gods, like the ancient Greeks. They believed in all these gods before
Right,
Christianity came in their country.
Yeah, that's what they could talk about. They could talk about
Right.
the old
3,000 years ago, the Egyptians weren't Muslim; they were whatever. They believed in
that's
their
not a
own
cross.
gods. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
That's
there's
not a cross. That's the amulet he gives him.
All right, and there I was thinking was a cross. Okay, great.
So he makes him swear, okay, I'm not going to look at chicks, and I'm going to protect the mummy.
Yeah, Mission Impossible.
And well, that's what makes it funnier later. Like the first moment he gets a look at Isabel, the blonde in the film, he's like, he's just going nuts. So there he is, raising his hand. I swear, I will not do that.
Unless
He
it's
died
a
before
hot
he got
blonde
lucky, though.
And yeah, he's a virgin. He's one of those guys that's going to go to to be the 100 and something virgins. I don't even know where I'm going with that. So Zuko dies immediately after he makes the pledge.
And here
It's
they
like,
show a
okay, I
painting.
can die now.
Here they just show a painting of a boat. They're taking the mummy. They're shipping the mummy in this boat, which is just a painting, by the way. It's not moving. That's
Is it
how
a
it
painting or
appears.
is it a little model?
I don't know.
Some smoke around it.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm thinking it's a model with a little smoke around it.
And they're like shipping the mummy to the United States.
Right.
Right.
This takes place in Massachusetts, believe it or not. This film. I was for the title of The Mummy of Massachusetts, but
so where was the Boston accent? I didn't hear no accent.
There is a mummy, in fact, living in this township.
They were speaking very refined, like that they were from another state. I don't know. I didn't hear the Boston.
So why do you want to stay down here in the cargo hold? Why don't you go up and eat with the captain? I have my reasons. I want to stay here. The nice little guy. He's trying to brush him off. Get rid of him. Get out of here. I have business to take care of. What's in the big crate? Never you mind. So he does the Tanaleaf thing for Karis to keep Karis alive. And then they ride the hearse into the graveyard in Massachusetts. Midvale, I think, is the name of the town. And the old guy again is like, I don't know why you want this job, mister. But it sounds like the Pepperidge Farm guy. Yeah, it's awfully quiet out here. Pepperidge Farm. They're making a point to show every full moon and a coyote howling at it, like in every other scene. Every time the mummy comes out, every time the Tanaleaves are brewing,
what? I know, right?
They got the next door neighbor's coyote.
The whole time I was like, man, I wish this was a vampire movie. Wolves and vampires. Oh no, it's mummies.
They're definitely trying to create the mood.
Yeah.
But once Turan Bay gets a hold of actress Elise Knox, it's a completely different mood altogether. Can't wait till we get to that part, because then it's really going to be fun. So he brews the Tanaleaves again. He's being a really good zealot, doing what he's supposed to, feeding cars. Go kill one of the Bannings tonight. You have to kill a Banning every night.
Why do you sound Indian?
I know.
That doesn't sound like
He
him at all, General.
He sounds like that to me.
No, that's Indian. First of all, I don't even think he sounded Egyptian Arabic speaking at all. And I don't want to get into that because last
Really?
time I was on the show with the Mummy, I was complaining about how they did a horrible job with casting because the accent was like not believable and the makeup and all that. This guy looks more Mexican than Egyptian.
You know, and the
I
poor
thought
guy,
he would do a Latin
he's
dance.
Turkish is what he is. He's Turkish, Austrian,
Okay.
Turkish, Austrian.
Well,
His
he
mother
looks
was Austrian,
Mexican.
his father was Turkish, and he ended up playing Japanese people in movies, Hispanic people in movies. He ended up playing all kinds of characters that, I mean, he's not that guy.
I can see a little bit the Japanese, and maybe a little like I see more like a Mexican kind of descent. I was like, he's gonna start doing a Latin dance any
Tana
minute
leaves.
now.
We don't need no stinking Tana leaves.
He's versatile, okay?
That's
Yeah.
that's the way it was back in Hollywood in those days.
I know.
Okay, so
And then we got
the
these
mum
two
goes
making
off
out.
on his thing, and then we've got these two kids making out in the car. You know, they're at the submarine races, and the mummy shadow passes across the car. Wow, I think that's a dude in a mummy suit. How do you know? Next slide, please. He's got a big ass zipper on the back of his.
Okay, first of all, they were
That is the
making out.
most noticeable zipper I've ever seen on the back of a monster costume.
First of all, they were making out. The girl turns around. She's like, "What was that? I'm scared. Let's get out of here." So then they drove away quickly. They didn't even notice him. He's going so slowly. I'm like, they had their headlights on, like he just walked in front of them with and they were in the car with the headlights on when they drove away. I'm thinking, didn't they see him going through the bushes there? Like nothing, completely like out of it, just drove away. And then there he is with the zipper. I'm like, what is this now? The zipper?
Mommy's got to
Well,
pee.
that's how they changed the bandages so quickly.
Like, here's the new suit.
He just had a closet of, Karis outfits.
Exactly.
Zip one on him.
There you go.
There you go. You're ready.
I mean, even if he has an
Drink the
accident.
Tana leaves
No, but
before you go.
even if he has an accident, will it really matter? Will it? If he has a little boo-boo accident,
Well,
come on.
If you look carefully, you'll see the little poo-poo stain at the bottom of the zipper area.
Poo-poo,
there.
pee-pee stains everywhere. Yeah, it don't matter. No matter.
Is that a mummy?
Well, they talk about the smell later on, so there you go. Now we know what it is.
Is that a Bigfoot? No, it's a mummy.
That explains the walk.
Mummy.
Maybe the poor guy has hemorrhoids or something.
That's it.
A mummy with hemorrhoids. Now that's funny.
Sorry, it just came out. When you want to be funny, you don't filter anything. You just go with the flow.
You go with it.
See what I just did? Go with the flow.
And there you go. And you got stinky bandages.
Fun.
So the mummy's shadow passes across this woman's window, and she gets her husband up. You poor guy.
Why aren't they sleeping in the same bed, huh? What's happening here?
It's the 1940s. You couldn't do that. Remember when Lucy and Ricky Ricardo were sleeping in opposite beds too? That was the 50s. They were still doing it.
Maybe that's the secret to longevity in the marriage. Separate
That's
beds. Let's all try that.
Does the husband snore? Separate rooms.
Separate
Yeah,
houses.
you couldn't.
Let's go that way.
Yeah,
Yikes!
yeah,
It's a joke.
you
It's a
couldn't
joke.
show people a couple in bed back of them days.
All right, so the mummy is at the Banning estate. It's kind of like I think they used like Gone with the Wind. It looks like a southern estate, but anyway, it's in Massachusetts. And he gets there, and the dogs are going nuts. Roar, 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 they're going crazy. If you want to protect yourself from a mummy, get a good guard dog. John Duncan is here. Good to see you. Pinky, welcome.
Oh, there's John.
Salute you. So they hear the dogs. Oh, maybe you should go out, John. John Banning is the son, and talk to Pasquale. I don't know what his name is.
Pasquale.
Talk to Pepe.
There you go.
The dog wrangler. So this is a smart mummy. He waits under a tree and he sees the light go on upstairs. He knows, oh, okay, Dr. Banning's going to bed. And he climbs up a mummy. Now, they don't show it.
There's the
they
eye.
allude to
The
it.
eye.
They never show it.
Yeah.
But he climbs up the rose trellis up the side of the house.
Yeah, they show him climbing up there. Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. He starts. Well, they just started to climb up. Yeah. My question
they show him
is,
putting his hand on it, and then the next thing you know, he's on the second balcony already.
yeah. My question is, okay, this here mummy, 3,000 years old. How did he know that was his room?
Or
He's
that
never
was
been
his
there.
house.
How did he know this was his house? Yeah. did old Muhammad tell him? It's like, okay, here's a map.
All right, here you need to go.
You need to go here.
Go this way.
And then you go here. See, this is the house right here.
He's got magical mummy GPS.
Ah.
He knows
well,
exactly where to go because the gods tell him where to go.
Yep. That explains everything right there.
That's my story. I'm sticking
Magical
to it.
mummy GPS.
He's got mystical mummy GPS. Before there was real GPS, there was Egyptian mystical mummy GPS.
You have arrived at your destination.
And how the hell did he climb? Exactly.
You have arrived.
What he would do is take one of his bandages and pull himself up like a
Yes.
mountain climber. Takes a little while, but they move slow anyway.
Yeah.
So they go upstairs. We actually missed the entire attack. Hazzard's just like, we're getting through this damn thing. I'm not staying late. Can we go back a slide or two so we can see the reaction when he sees Karis coming at him? There he is in his nice smoking jacket.
It's like,
and
holy
Karis
shit,
coming
it's
at him.
Karis.
Karis!
He looked all suave and cool when he was telling the story in the beginning of the movie.
It looks very suave.
And he's acting all like arrogant that, he killed the mummy and he's a hero. Look at him now. Take a look at his face. Look at the fear. Now he's like saying, oh my God, that same mummy's back. And look at his face. Where's the courage in his face now? Huh?
You put on some weight.
He's like, oh no, he's back.
Karis!
No.
Where have you been?
Still, you really do have to suspend your disbelief because, come on, this mummy's moving like an inch a minute. And
the mummy
he
look.
could have just turned around and walked out and go.
He's paralyzed with fear.
Okay.
and they hear the noise upstairs when he's screaming and the fighting and they're like,
that's it.
Oh no, I hope he's all right.
Up in the off season.
His last word was Karis. So yeah, they go and they find him, and he's got gray stuff, powdery stuff on his neck, and yeah,
he's dead.
He's dead.
He's
We
dead.
lose Dr. Stephen A. Banning, but they hit him with gamma rays, and he becomes the Incredible Hulk.
So there's 3 more to go now. Okay, there's 4 people that the mummy was supposed to kill. So he's the first one. There's 3 more to go, you guys. Keep that in mind if you're watching and you want to know how many he's after.
Thanks for keeping tally. Yes.
I love to keep tally.
It's supposed to be everybody in the Banning line. Everybody in his family is supposed to die.
Exactly.
So he's got a sister. We found that out. Jane. Jane is his sister. We've got Banning. We've got his son, John Banning. And the 4th one is actually the other guy that broke into the tomb with him, and that's Babe Hansen. So those are the 4 people that are supposed to die.
Right.
All right. So they ask a doctor to check out the gray stuff on the neck, and he's like, well, that looks like mummy dust. I think that's what he said. It's been a while.
You're so brilliant, genius.
and he's like, oh, I knew it. And the other two guys on the right are the detectives, the sheriff. They're like,
okay, pause. Let's take a pause now.
We're skeptical.
I have a parenthesis to say right now, okay? Make a parenthesis. What's one thing that they're all wearing in this movie, the guys?
for the fedora hats.
No fedora,
Those
yeah.
hats, like every single person
Yes.
is wearing that fedora hat. So,
Well,
what are your thoughts about the hats? Do
Well,
you
this
think
was-
men
this
look
was the
more
thing at the
intelligent?
time.
Do you think men look more intelligent with hats? Because I see it. To me, when I see someone with a hat like that, right away it fools me. Like, ooh, this guy is smart. How come? How come I get that initial? The hat and the dressing, the way they dress, right, with the suits and the ties and the hat. It's like I think of like I don't know. I think of someone who's like undercover detective, intelligent.
Well, it works the
That's
other way too. A lot of gangsters wear those hats too.
okay.
So
So,
you see guys like that, and you're like, "Oh, it's a bunch of thugs."
oh my God! we're not-
everybody wore
So,
hats
you
like
gotta
that
kinda
back
weigh
in
it
the
up.
40s.
Basically,
Well,
men should start wearing hats and suits
I
like
think
that.
so. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's just they look intelligent and classy and handsome. So this is a
Yep.
style that needs to come back because
It's a very 40s, 50s thing. Yeah, the
Yeah.
hats, the
Bring it back.
brims started to get smaller and smaller in the 60s, and then they kind of went away after in the
Yeah.
70s. People were like, "Wait a minute, we're losing our hair because of these hats. There's no air filtration."
no, usually
A
the
lot
hats
of
were there
bald men
to,
because of those hats.
well, the hats were actually there to hide the baldness for
Yeah,
those who
it was
had
a
no hair.
catch-22.
It doesn't matter. The point is, let's bring this style back, shall we? Thank you. Close the parenthesis now. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bad hair. Grab me a hat. Thank you. Grab me a hat. So, all right. So the two kids that were making out get called in. They reported that they saw the mummy. And the guy is like, oh, tell me what happened in the car before you saw the mummy.
We were reading
Look
books.
at how interesting he looks. And then you get the
Wow.
couple that were waking up in the middle of the night with the mummy going across the window. And he does not look nearly as interested.
Y'all doing what in that car? Were you
He's
doing
like,
anything
and
naughty?
she woke me up and kept me up all night. Yeah, okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, whatever.
Thanks for your statement. So, okay, here's Aunt Jane. She's telling John, why don't you take that nice, supple Isabel out in your nice new car? I think I'll do that, Aunt
And
Jane.
go for a stroll in the park. And please don't
She's
make
a
out with her.
lovely girl.
She doesn't like to be kissed, so don't do that.
Actually, she does.
I know.
And what she doesn't know is every time she does it, Tarhan Bey is in the bushes watching.
What a creepy, creepy face. Look at him. Oh my
Look
God.
at that hottie.
He's like, that woman is
Oh,
going.
I want one of those.
He was like right away looking at her and saying, he went back, he did his little prayer there. You know, he's like,
Yes, he's telling the ancient gods, oh, I want to tap that.
stop, you sound Indian. What?
She will be
by the
mine.
way,
Oh, yes, she will
hey,
be
can I
mine.
ask you something general? Did you speak to Rory and Manny? Did they watch The Love Guru? Do you know if they watched The Love Guru?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no
Oh, you
idea.
didn't speak to Rory? You didn't?
I have
General?
not. I have
Okay.
not. I've been
Anyways.
busy colorizing screenshots all week.
Anyways, he was praying and he was like, please, I would like that lady to be mine and forever mine. And he's doing all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the nicer way of saying it. But yeah, that's what he meant though. I really want to tap that. Oh man. He's been alone in a temple growing up his entire life. He's never seen a girl. So we get the postal union that John is going to be shipped off.
No, this is Babe. This is Babe's
Oh, I'm
message.
sorry. That's the wrong
That's
postal
later.
union.
Yeah.
Yeah, Babe is on his way. That's right. I'm sorry. I can't see it here because it's on my phone. Yes, Babe is on his way. He heard about his friend Stephen Banning being killed.
Yep.
He is arriving soon from New York.
Yeah. And it's Mapleton, Massachusetts.
Mapleton, Massachusetts. That's right. Mapleton. You're correct. So that night, all right, guys, go out and kill an old lady. It's time for you to kill an old lady.
Stop. He's not Indian.
He sets him out. That's the way he
It
sounds
has-
to me. When he's-
It has to sound more like
I'm not as good at voices as Rory Penland is, but anyway. So Babe's at the station, the Mapleton
Arabic.
station.
He has to speak Arabic like this, like Arabic.
Arabic.
Please, the gods. Give me woman. Give me woman. I need woman.
What the hell's going on over at the cemetery? Jeez.
There are the hats again.
Okay, so yeah, well, Babe is wearing the hell do they call this? A Homburg, which is also very popular. They call him the Godfather hat now because the Godfather wore one. But a Homburg was a very very pricey fedora hat, felt hat, and only rich people wore them. And so Turhan Bey wears one in this film, and so does Babe.
Okay, this is the part that the mummy comes so slowly, right? Again, he's going in slow motion. This guy is like, shoots him. He still doesn't die after getting shot. And then he just collapses on the floor. Let's go back to the other slide. Sorry.
Well, he hits him. He clobbers him.
Yeah, but he is. But he's not dead. He's not dead. He was just frozen.
No, he's not dead. He just clobbered him.
Yeah.
But the one thing is, even though mummies move slowly, you always get this feeling like, well, I can kill him. I've got a gun. So you're blasting, and next thing you know, he's right up on top of you.
No, it's kind of like you shoot him once, you see he doesn't die, run. Like run, Forrest, run.
That would be common sense.
But anyways, the point is he just collapses because he got paralyzed from fear. He was completely
in the hospital, he becomes catatonic afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are the mummies portrayed to be so tall?
Again, Egyptians were short. Mummies were supposed to be like, I don't know, 4 feet tall.
The one in Monster Squad was like 4 feet tall.
Yeah, so who's going to be scared of a 4 foot tall mummy?
Well, maybe if he was 4 feet tall, he would move faster.
Chaney Jr. is about 6 foot. So, yeah. So Jane comes out. Will you keep those dogs quiet? I'm trying to board my brother. He comes up around her.
And I like how the camera just stops, like they zoomed into her face once he grabbed her, but they don't show her like there. It stops there. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see a struggle. I wanted her to turn around and start hitting him. And then him like suffocating her even more. I didn't see that. It was disappointing.
You wanted to put up a fight. Granny put up a fight.
It's like Granny was just like, and that's it. What? Come on, go back.
Satisfied. I just killed an old lady.
His skin looks terrible. He's not moisturizing.
That's the problem. That's the real horror.
That's why he's so angry. That's why he's so angry. He got burned and he stopped using the moisturizing cream. He's just getting the tannin leaves now. And here he is coming back. Oh, did you have fun killing that lady?
There's the guy there in the hospital. I forgot his name, but he's like, oh yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if that's his name. Pepe. Pepe's in a catatonic state. Here we have the mysterious killer strike. Can we go back? No. Okay, I'm sorry. That was the first headline. There's one of the headlines here. It's like really crazy. This is the Mapleton Daily News. Mysterious killer strikes again. Jane Banning. Witchcraft revived in New England. Where the hell did that come from?
Well, it's Los Angeles. I mean, what do you...
Oh, that's the Los Angeles report. Okay, I see. Second fiend murder at Mapleton, Mass.
Second slaying at home of noted explorer.
Now, this is front page news. In New York, I don't think so. They have a Chicago paper in this too. Ace newsmen of the country are here to cover mystery. Yeah, all the newsmen have come to Mapleton. Town plays host. Hey, Frank, you here too for this story? Yeah, people getting killed. I'm sorry, I'm just doing the best I can to kind of give you an idea what the scene was like. So Babe, John takes Babe into the mansion, and they're talking, and he says, well, I'm going to go talk to the police because you said they had gray stuff on your uncle's neck. I know what that means. So he goes and he tells the cops, yeah, there's a mummy, and he's killing these people, and he's not going to stop. Okay, yeah, we're looking into it.
As soon as these are all like, cuckoo, cuckoo.
So yeah, he goes right to the bar. Damn police not listening to me. Hey, I'm a reporter. I'll listen to you. And here's where Turan Bay does a spit take. Now just the next guy. See, now
Let's talk about
Latin lover right there. Take a look at that guy. Isn't that sexy?
Let's talk about the hair, the split in the middle, and it's combed back, wet, like gelled, and the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I got a Turan Bay mustache.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not working for me. I'm sorry. And he's not even wearing a hat. Where's the hat? He had a hat before. What happened to the hat?
Yeah, what happened to the? Yep.
He looks like Professor Fate in The Great Race. Anyway, that's a very obscure reference. Nobody saw that movie.
I did.
Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon. So anyway, the reporter's listening, and Turan Bay's out the door. I have to go talk to my mommy.
Again,
So,
that's not.
I'm gonna keep doing it. Sorry. That's how
just
he sounded to me.
just pretend. Think of like. Anyways, you didn't. You see, you didn't talk to Rory. He was supposed to watch a movie, The Love Guru. If you did, you would have been perfect for today.
The Love Guru.
The Love Guru. The Love Guru.
The Love Guru. So the mummy's on his way. Muhammad must have got to him pretty quickly.
Yeah, this thing.
The
This
bar
scene
is right
dragged.
next to the cemetery.
This scene was really dragging. I mean, it's an hour a long movie, and they really made a long scene here. And then at the ending, they made it so quick. The ending again. It's
I can't even remember what the guy came in and said and got all the reporters to leave the room, but they left Babe alone.
Yeah.
Something about that mummy walking down the street, down the main street, and we gotta go get. Well, the reporter
It's all mangled now.
Hey, mummy just went through a dog fence.
The mummy's not looking good, man. He's falling apart.
So, Babe's out on the street by himself. All the reporters are gone, and he runs into cars. Cars, feet don't fail me now. Now he does exactly what you're supposed to do: run.
Yeah, the only one who actually was smart.
Boogie. The problem is he runs down a dead end alley.
Yeah.
So there it is.
You could have thrown some of those tires at him.
They're not fighters. All the men in this movie, it's like they surrender to the mummy. Like, I wanted to see at least
all four
one.
of the mummy movies.
I know. It's like, I want to see some, like, MMA fighting. Like, I want to see kicks and punches and, like, pull down those cloths and, like, just tear them apart.
Spin that cloth.
Like, give him a punch. Like, do something. Don't just sit there and let him choke you to death.
That's a whole different movie.
Kick him in those mummy nads. Come on now. Loose again.
Get objects and throw it at him, or like do something.
Hanson murdered.
I don't know. It's like they surrender right away. Oh, they die. Okay.
All right. So John is out walking with Isabel, and they find a piece of bandage on a tree. Hey, let's take this to the guy to have him inspect it and see if it's. My expert opinion is this is old mummy bandage. And the rest of them are like, we're still skeptical. Those two knuckleheads. If we go back to that slide, you'll see the hat colors changing again. It's like, hey, where'd that burgundy hat come from? Hey, the other guy's got a burgundy hat on too.
Oh my God, that looks really good, the burgundy, right? Damn, that looks good. Okay, that's it. People have to start wearing hats again like that. That's it. Oh yeah, guys need to dress up like that. Oh yeah.
See for yourself. Okay, I want to point out in this slide here, if you look up to the top left, John's handkerchief sticking out of his pocket is perfect. Every scene. He falls down a set of stairs at the end of this film, and that handkerchief is perfect.
Well, of course it is. His whole outfit is perfect. He is perfectly
Was this
dressed.
originally in black and white? Yes, it was. I colorized it for posterity, so people could see it in color. Special delivery. Looks like you're going off to war.
Yeah.
Yeah. he's gotten his orders. He's going off to war. So he decides after a long courtship, hey, I'm going to marry my gal before I leave and put my life in jeopardy.
Didn't everybody do it back then like that?
That was the
it's
thing,
like,
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, okay,
I'm going to show you how much I love you.
I may die, so let's
get
live it up.
married.
Let's get married. Let's make love, and then I'll go to war, and there's a good chance I'll never return. So like, let's make it wild and crazy before I leave. Yeah,
I'm glad you said it, and I didn't.
I mean, in every single movie that I've watched, it's a returning theme. It's like they all got married before they went to war. They all got married. It's like, okay, and back then they were all young. Like we're talking about
carry on my wayward son.
And girls, they have to wait till marriage. So the only way is to get married. Let's do it. Come on.
The only way to do it was to get married.
So and then these poor women, when they wouldn't return, they were like, widows.
That's
I don't want to miss this.
Kiss. Nope.
She turned blue. He kissed her so hard she turned blue.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's some kiss.
I didn't want to miss that.
Out of her.
All of a sudden,
not only that, but Turhan Bey is watching the whole time.
He's such a creepy guy, man. Like always checking, like following her around and staring at her like that. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her."
Well, now he's telling Karis, "Oh, someday she will be mine. I'm telling you."
He thinks
is like,
he thinks he's going to.
They wrap your ass up before you had sex, but I'm telling you now.
He thinks he's going to marry her, but she's all mine. Now go get her.
She will be mine, and we're going to make babies, and we will protect your Karis and give you Tana leaves. Don't worry. And Karis like. They could make a great. I mean, if Mel Brooks is still up for making a monster movie remake, this would be a good one to do it with. Look at him. Don't give me that look. It is ordained. It is meant to be.
Yeah, she probably looked like an angel to him because she's blonde and blue eyes, and in Egypt you don't see blonde and blue eyes. All the girls have dark hair and dark eyes, so she probably was like sweet candy in his eyes. Like an angel.
It's like when King Kong first saw Fay Ray.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and speaking of which, oh, this is so exciting! You're gonna get married.
Try your wedding dress. Yeah,
a little beefcake there in the movie for the young men like Turhan Bey. Wait, don't even think about it. Don't forget who gives you your ton of leaves, bitch.
When I was watching the movie, like the one thing that crossed my mind was, again, because I get these crazy thoughts. I thought the mummy would be like, okay, he wants me to go get the girl for him, but in my mind I was like, I'm just gonna keep her for myself and then kill him. That's what I thought he would do.
But that didn't thinking about that.
But it didn't happen, like, because he was carrying her, and like mummies also get infatuated with like the starlet in the movie. So I'm thinking maybe he's gonna bring her to him, but then kill him, and wouldn't that be good? Like
there is a later film. I think it's The Mummy's Ghost, where Ananka comes back.
Yeah,
and she's. And he falls. Karis falls for her because that's the natural. That's who he loved in life.
Yeah. And anyways, it didn't happen in this movie. But I had that thought while I was watching it, and I was hoping that it would happen, but it didn't.
Go to bed, dear. I hope a mummy doesn't come and kill you in your sleep.
I thought her mom would give her the speech. You know what happens at your wedding night? Let me tell you, my sweetheart. It's like, skip that part, please. This is a family movie.
Not anymore. Not after we got a hold of it.
Oh, look how peaceful and innocent she is sleeping. Aw.
And here he comes.
Little does she know he's coming after her. There he is. He took her away.
And he's taking her out the window, and that's when Mom reacts.
And the mom is always like, it's funny how they make the moms always look disgusting Oops, I shouldn't have said that. They don't look beautiful.
What is disgusting about her? I mean, she's old, but she's nice. She's nice. She looks like a nice
they always make the moms look terrible. And again, the thoughts that come to my head is like, well, that girl's gonna end up looking like her mom. So you really sure you want to marry this girl? Because in 20 years, that's what you're gonna get.
It happens.
I don't know. They always put really chubby, fat moms or ugly moms. I don't know. I noticed that in films. You never see a good looking hot mom.
Pinky is dying. She's laughing and laughing and laughing.
I'm so sorry, Pinky. I'm so sorry if I'm making you laugh.
Pan, that's a whole other kind of movie you're talking about.
Look, you have to understand the moms were like 40. Like that mom is probably 40 because her daughter looks like she's like in her 20s. Okay.
Right.
So she doesn't look like I'm 45. I don't look like that. You know, why do they make her look like that? Why
You're
don't
not
they
45.
make her look? Huh?
There's no way you're 45.
I'm 45 years old, and this lady's 40. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So like they always make them look older and
So what
out
you're
of
saying
shape.
is they didn't have moms back in the day like this.
What I'm saying is always look at the mom so you can see, or the dad if it's a guy, see how your future spouse is gonna look, or I'm just saying, it's just humor, you guys. Let's go into the next slide because I'm starting to sound a little bit stupid right now.
Couldn't go back.
Basically, I looked at my father-in-law and I said, okay, yeah, I can work with that.
I can work with that. All right, so we're back at the Banning residence, and a mob has.
Okay, you guys have to understand. I haven't slept for a month. Okay, so my brain is not working. Okay, it's not working.
It's
tonight.
tax time. We get it.
Yeah.
We know. The one guy that's in the mob, and again, they love to do mobs in Universal movies, whether it be in the 1940s or back in Frankenstein time. And we'll talk about that in a minute. The guy from that brought Turhan Bey to his new job is out there, and he goes, "Oh, there's an Egyptian guy who's been talking about Egyptian stuff, and you guys have been talking about mummies." Hey, that's a great clue. Let's go to the funeral home. Let's go to the cemetery. So they're on their way. Karis has brought her back to Muhammad. He strapped her down to a coffin.
Just put her inside the coffin.
Pinky. She wakes
Why
up,
are they
she's like,
strapping her over the
nobody's
coffin?
Going to hurt you.
Just put her in there and hide her.
And Karis is like, "Oh man, I don't believe this."
Oh, look at the smile on his face.
And he's going to give her the tana leaf juice. And Karis is not down with that.
He's like, "Drink this, and then you'll be pleased. You won't have any regrets.
Forever and with me, and, we will make babies for 400 years. We will protect Karis.
Drink this, and you will have eternal life. You'll never die. You'll be a mummy."
Now,
I'll turn you into a mummy if you drink this.
He hears the commotion outside. He looks out. Oh shit!
They're coming now.
And here's a bunch of villagers from the original movie Frankenstein. They're using stock footage. If you don't believe me, next slide. Look at a lederhosen behind the guy.
Oh my God. What the heck?
They were using stock footage for the scene to make it look bigger, I guess. So
why is there a Greek statue in the back? Why is there a Greek statue in the back? What is happening there? Go back to the other slide. What's happening? Why is there a Greek statue? Is that Caesar or is it a Greek statue?
Huh?
Is it Alexander the Great? Who is that?
Where?
Not this. Okay. No. Let's go to another slide. No, not that one. Not that one.
No, forward.
No, forward, I guess. It must be forward. Okay. Keep going. All right. Let's keep going. I don't know. Is it forward?
The sarcophagus. It's the sarcophagus.
Yeah. Okay. The next one. Let's go. No, the next one. Like, go forward again.
She's going back. You gotta go forward.
Let's
forward
go
about 4 slides.
Not
past
back.
the villagers. Okay.
No.
1, 2.
Let's keep moving.
Next one.
2, 3.
Okay, so here's the thing. We can no longer do this many slides. It's shutting down the whole studio. It's 175 slides. It's way too much. My processor is gonna be on flames. So we're going to have to wrap it up because honestly, it's not going anymore. So no more 175 slides. That's all I'm going to say. It's going kaput, General. This is. I think we flew too close to
It's
the
9
sun.
megabytes. It's half the size of our normal show. Anyway,
175 slides, and I'm not lying. The thing is not letting me press it. You can see what's going on. We can no longer go that long. It's crazy.
All right.
Crazy.
So let's just move forward.
They don't allow it in Yonkers. I don't know if I can. I'm trying to push it forward. It's not
Turhan Bey says, "Get this bitch out of here. She's evidence."
You can describe what happens, and I'll keep pressing it. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. I think we're being a little bit too much for everyone.
We're having fun. That's the
let's
problem.
keep it. I just saw a statue that reminded me of like a Greek god or something, or maybe it was Alexander the Great. I'm like, what is that naked statue doing?
I think it was when she was tied to the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you saw the statue in the back.
I love the fact that we're stuck on this guy.
He was giving her a roofies.
Yeah.
Well, no, he was trying to give her Tantaleve juice, which would have made her creepy.
He was trying to give her a roofie.
Turn her into a mummy girl, and somehow. And
anyways,
he's like, "Get her out of here."
It's 7 o'clock, and I'm sure we have so many more slides to go. So I apologize for the distraction. My mind sometimes does that when I'm like tired.
No, it's not. It's not you. It's no distraction. It's overloaded. I'm gonna reload it. Keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can get us back.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep telling the story.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that slide when it happens. All right. So he gets a gun. Muhammad, I guess his religion allows him to pack heat. He goes and he meets with the mob. Are you looking for me? And they're like, "Yeah, we're looking for you. You know, where's Isabel? If you don't tell me, I'm gonna throttle you." And then luckily he's looking over in the bushes, and you see Carr is taking the girl through the bushes. Somebody else sees it and goes, "Hey, the mummy and the girl are in the bushes." So he pulls the gun on John Banning. He's going to kill John Banning, the last of the Bannings. And then a shot rings off, and you think it's his gun, but it's not. It's the police guy that's been skeptical the whole time. Right behind him, he said, "I had a clear shot." But what's crazy about this scene is he just shot a guy in the middle of a mob of people.
And they all leave him there hanging.
The guy, it would have hit the guy behind him too.
But that's it. He got shot, and then the whole crowd left, and he was just like laying there on the ground, like not a big deal. Okay, he's just there, you know. I don't know. It was like kind of odd. But...
So the mom is like, "Let's go get the mummy." They don't even know where the mummy's going. He goes back to the Banning residence, by the way. You would think you would try to take the girl back to the house, her house, but he's going back to the Banning residence because that's what he knows. Hey, I know how to climb that trellis. So that's where he goes. Again, big long scene of him slithering over to the Banning residence and the mob after him. And again, the mob's moving a lot faster than a mummy normally does. You pointed this out earlier. But somehow he gets there first. Goes up the trellis with her in tow. They don't show that, which would have been very fun to watch. But he gets up on the second floor, and he's running around. And that's when the mob comes around the building. And they've got torches. So John goes inside with his torch. He goes up the stairs. And the one thing that you want to be careful with, if you're going to tackle a mummy at the top of the stairs, is watch out where your torch is going. Because he lands. I mean, it's amazing he didn't catch fire going down those stairs. Good. She's right up where I'm at. Good. Awesome. So look at that handkerchief. Perfect. He not only tumbled down a large set of stairs, but he tumbled over a torch, and it still looks perfect. So the mummy goes outside. The crowd is still there. They haven't gone anywhere. And here's why you need to pick your neighbors carefully. Okay? Because these guys are like, "Hey, let's throw the torches at the mummy." They start throwing torches at the house. He wakes up. John runs upstairs with his torch, starts swinging it around at the mummy. The mummy throws him down on the bed. Even though he's down on the bed, the torch still in his hand, he's able to hold the mummy at bay. The Turhan Bay. And he helps Isabel up off the floor and helps her out onto the balcony. Okay, methinks it's a mummy, a stunt mummy. That's what methinks. You can go back and watch that slide later, folks, on the replay. Definitely a stunt mummy. So he gets her out there and he gets her over. Thank you. It's just so obvious. I just love the fact that it's so obvious. So he throws the torch at the mummy, takes her out onto the balcony, starts her over the rail and gets her onto the rose trellis or whatever it is. He has to fight the mummy a little bit. These two chuckleheads show up. They start shooting at the mummy to distract him. Somehow they all get around the mummy and the flames and get over the trellis. And they do the smart thing. Tear the trellis down so he can't get down. So he burns up. And that's how he ends the movie. It burns up the mummy. Reign of Terror ends.
Okay, let's be honest now. Let's be honest. Did you enjoy the ending?
It's the standard universal ending. It goes to Frankenstein. Frankenstein monster burns up in a house.
Okay,
end of Mummy's tomb. Mummy burns up in a house.
Yeah. I don't know.
It means that the insurance company is going to have to buy them a new place for when he comes back from the war.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he gets his honeymoon, and there it is.
Yeah, it was. I watched it in black and white, and seeing it in color was refreshing. I enjoyed
well, thank you.
the color, General. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, I'm a firm believer that if it could have been made in color, you should have made it in color. But Universal Studios, they were not known for making big, grandiose films. Their big, grandiose films were in color, but this was the B stuff at that time. They became incredibly popular over the years, in replays, in syndication, and on TV. But again, they were done in black and white because that was cheap.
Yeah.
So there it is. So again, when I see a black and white film, I try to colorize it so you can see it in a different way. And so younger people, try to get a young person to watch a black and white film. It's damn near impossible.
I know, they're so used to the color and what I find.
Why do you want to watch that?
And like, if you look at the movies that are made today, everything goes so fast. The dialogue, scene after scene. I'm actually like, when I was watching this movie, I felt like a young person watching even though I'm not a young person, but I felt like the way a young person would feel. Like, I'm like, oh man, can he just let's move it, let's go to the next scene already. Or like, how come the dialogue is so slow? You're killing me here. I can just hear him saying the next line. I could predict what he's gonna say next. So
and ironically, a lot of these films are like an hour and 10 minutes.
I know they're short, but it felt like the longest hour. And I think the young generation, like my kids, even if like they wouldn't watch this movie now, but let's say in 5-10 years, they would be like, nah, this movie's not happening. So I think it's not just the color. I think it's the speed and scene after scene, the way they say the story. It's kids are really smart. The new generation, holy smokes, they grow up so fast and they're very intelligent. So this movie
would TV shows today, and I mean the whole outlaying of the story is such a slow burn, in a lot of cases. They just drag that story for a season.
Oh, you're talking about like stuff that are playing now on Netflix and stuff?
TV shows, yeah.
Well, the series, that's different. They do want to stretch it out, but I'm talking about movies. Movies, like, even if you watch a 2-hour movie, it goes fast, and there's less dialogue, there's more action. But anyways, those are just my comments. You guys don't have to agree with me, but I still give it a good solid 7, 6, 7. How much you guys give it? 6.5. I give it 6.5.
It could definitely be turned into a parody of itself. The tones of the film and the stuff that's going on in the film are just kind of ridiculous at this point, at this day and time. But there it is. But we had fun with it. And next week, we're going to be doing another Universal classic, Son of Frankenstein, with Basil Rathbone, Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, the return of Bela Lugosi. And it's one of the best films in the canon, in the Universal canon. That was the one that brought the monsters back, 1939. The censors in England pretty much killed making monster movies in the mid to late 30s, and then they started to show the old films, Dracula and Frankenstein, again, and they were making a lot of money on their second run in 1938. So they decided to bring the monsters back, and that's what they did it with. It was a really, really good film, really good actors, really good script. The sets were really interesting. They're minimal, very minimal, but very interesting sets. And again, they made it on a shoestring budget, and it just looks and feels great. So, and it's going to be in color next week. So,
Sweet.
So yeah. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Pan, for being here for our next Mummy movie.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. Let me know when the next one is.
To bed.
I know. I gotta. Yeah. Put on my mommy hat. Get it? Mommy hat?
Yeah, there you go.
That was good, right?
Mom's the word.
Good, yep.
Well, let me know in
And
advance.
I didn't say it. The mummy's face is a face that only a mother could love.
Thank you. Thank you.
There
That's
it is.
all. That's all I ask for. That that and the peach tea, and you're good. Thank you, General. That makes so much to me.
Well, thank you. I do that for you because I know you want it. The stunt mummy is definitely a face a mother could love. Stunt mummy.
That was the slide that did it for me. Yeah, that's the slide.
All right, folks. Thank you for joining with us on episode 121. And again, keep an eye out for those.